So this is it. This is how we're going to start the season. 17-0 in the first half and completely fall apart and lose the game 27-17. 27 unanswered points to the Washington football team. That's how we're going to start the season. You know, after the Sixers' abysmal season and getting swept in the first round of the playoffs, I'm not huge on hockey, but I was watching it, and the Flyers choked in Game 7 of the second round. The Phillies are looking okay, but they still have trouble with the Marlins, and who knows how that's going to go. I was very, very excited to watch football. I was very excited for the Philadelphia Eagles to start playing football. I was unbelievably excited. But what I forgot was, I forgot what led up to this season. I forgot what Howie Roseman did in that draft. I forgot that Frank Reich won the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm wearing the t-shirt again. I know some people last time I wore it were pissed off about it. They think it's wrong. And no, you can't buy the t-shirt. I'm sorry. It was custom made. It's copyright material, whatever. But it's not wrong. Doug Pederson will get exposed again this season. Doug Pederson will get exposed again this season. You just saw it happen. You just saw it happen. Now let me start by saying this. I insanely underestimated this Washington football team. Insanely underestimated. Because they've never been good. My entire lifetime, the Redskins have been a joke. I never cared about the Redskins. I never gave a shit about the Redskins. But what I saw yesterday, this team could make some noise in the NFC East. There is not a single reason to underestimate this Washington football team. That D-line ate our offensive line for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, chewed us up, digested us, and shat us out all over the field. 8 sacks. 8 sacks. 8 sacks. I'm trying to go in order. I got my notes all in a line. I'm trying to go in order. The Washington football team is highly underestimated. By me, clearly by the Eagles and their staff. They have a defensive line. They have solid defensive back play. They have a quarterback who might be able to just manage a game. They have a stud wide receiver. But most importantly, they have a coach who has a game plan and knows how to win football games. Don't forget, Ron Rivera went 15-0 in an NFL season when Cam Newton was healthy and on top of his game. They have a coach who knows how to establish a run game. I've been screaming this since Andy Reid refused to run the ball with Brian Westbrook in 2003. That's how, yeah, some of you guys watching this video were born in 2003. I've been screaming this forever. Establish a run game. It sets up the pass. It is basic football. Very basic football. These videos are going to sound just like my Brett Brown videos. It's basic. But we have a coach who wants to be a genius all the time, who wants to outsmart everybody and overcomplicate everything, and refuses to run the damn football. I don't want to get into Doug Pederson yet. This starts with Howie Roseman. You knew this offensive line was in trouble. You knew this offensive line needed help. You knew we needed receiver help. You knew we needed linebacker help. This dude went out in the draft in the second round and drafted a backup quarterback. And you just saw yesterday why that was a stupid move. Because a backup quarterback can't fix any of your problems on the field. A nice big offensive lineman would have been nice. A backup quarterback. So your starting team isn't any better. It's insane. Anyway, let's move on to Doug Pederson. 42 passes and 16 rush attempts in this game. 42 passes, 16 rush attempts in this game. You were up 17-0. And see, we can take this back to 2017. Because when Carson Wentz was electric, was on top of his game, and was just destroying everything in his path, Doug Pederson's over-the-top, non-conservative forward play calling worked because you were outscoring teams 51-20. Right? But when Carson Wentz isn't electric like that, and he's throwing interceptions and doing all these things, you have to call the game a lot more conservatively to try to hold on to the lead and win the game. Instead, you're up 17-0, and you're still running deep play action plays, getting Carson Wentz sacked in the backfield. You refuse to establish a run game up 17-0. There's no reason you should lose that game. I don't care if you score a field goal and win the game 20-14. There's no excuse for losing a game up 17-0. And it's all on Doug Pederson. Not all on Doug Pederson. It's a combination. Below average quarterback play in the second half. And below average coaching in the entire game. You can't be up 17-0, still running play action, and your quarterback's holding on to the ball, getting sacked in the backfield. Especially when you know your offensive line is weak and the defensive line you're going against is one of the strongest in the league. That's just, you don't have to be a genius to know this. You have to game plan knowing you have a weak offensive line. They have a strong defensive line. So there should have been more screens, more check down opportunities. There should have been more RPOs. There should have been more all of these things to help you get away from your weak offensive line. Instead, all we're doing the whole game is running deep routes, backing up deep in the pocket, and Carson Wentz is getting eaten alive. 8 sacks. That's on Doug Pederson's game plan. It was pathetic. And it reminds me of Andy Reid. And Andy Reid never had success with this kind of game plan unless he had a quarterback who could survive it. So I don't think Andy Reid is some kind of genius, although I love the way he builds a team, takes a team from 0 to 100, takes a team from bad to good right away because he knows how to build a defense and he knows how to build a roster. But as far as play calling, Andy Reid was always horrible. He just had success when a quarterback could succeed, when a quarterback could outperform his bad play calling. Donovan McNabb, Patrick Mahomes. Doug Pederson, 2017, Carson Wentz could outperform his abysmal play calling. Carson Wentz was calling all the plays on the field in 2017. I'd like to see him get back to that. I just can't. On the flip side, Ron Rivera, a coach who knows how to establish a run game and control a football game, 31 passes, 27 rush attempts. Even down 17-0, this guy established a run game. 27 rush attempts. If the Eagles were down 17-0, they wouldn't have ran the ball a single time the rest of the game. That kind of mentality will always haunt Doug Pederson. It will always expose him. And we fired Andy Reid, and we end up with Andy Reid's understudy, who does the same things Andy Reid did. Carson Wentz, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, holds on to the ball way too long. Everybody could see what was happening. Every single play, he's trying to make that magical play. Every single play, he's trying to make that guy breaks 3 tackles in the pocket, ducks under another guy, knee an inch above the ground and makes it incredible. He tries to do that every play. It's not going to happen every play, Carson. You got to be smarter than that. I know you're smarter than that. I heard him say it in his post-game press conference. I got to be better. I got to understand how to get rid of the ball. I got to understand the big play isn't always there. I got to understand checkdowns. Come on, man. How are you backing up in the pocket after getting sacked 6 times and still taking sacks? There was one in the third quarter where he backed up. There was no play. There was about 4 defensive linemen in his face, and he ran backwards 20 yards and still took a sack. Of course, there was no play calling to help him out. There was no check down. There was no running backs in the flats ever the whole game. But they both got to be better. Doug Pederson has to have a better game plan than this. I mean, he looks like he's playing Madden out here. He looks like he's just backing up, picking up the controller, picking a play, and going for it. And, of course, he wants to go for it on 4th and 5 with 4 minutes left in the game that basically put it away because the guy does not believe in punting the football ever. He's got to be better than this. Carson Wentz has to be better than that. Now, the 2 interceptions, when they first happened, I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt because that's what I do. I say, well, it was Jalen Reagor. You know, maybe he messed up the route. He's a rookie wide receiver. Maybe he messed up the route. And then I see the replay. Perfect route. Just a bad throw. Both of them. It's just a bad throw. Sometimes you just make a bad throw. There's quarterbacks who very rarely make bad throws. And we thought that was Carson Wentz in 2017. And that might still be him. But maybe he's not top 5, you know? Maybe he's just a little bit above average. And we need a better run game and a better game plan to win games. Because from what I saw, if you're putting it all on Carson Wentz, he's going to make mistakes that cost you, like yesterday. Now, maybe he's better than this. We've seen him be better than this. Obviously, 2017, he was way better than this. So, you know, maybe we shouldn't freak out. It's one game in a weird situation. No fans in the stands. You know, it's different. Maybe we should give them the benefit of the doubt with that. It's different. It's a different scenario. They can be better than this. They're obviously going to look at this. Hopefully Doug Pederson looks at this and says, all right, I guess I got to do my job and make up a game plan to win a football game. I guess I can't just do nothing all week, roll out a bet on Sunday and hit X and square on a controller, call a couple plays, and Carson Wentz will take me to victory. Maybe I actually have to have a game plan to try to win the game as an NFL head coach like Ron Rivera just did to my face. Maybe they can be better than this. Our offensive line got pummeled in the second half. I mean, they were getting eaten alive. They stood absolutely no chance. And it comes back to Howie Roseman. You have to improve this offensive line. I know we're missing Lane Johnson. I know we're missing Brandon Brooks. But you have to improve this offensive line somehow. And what do? You re-sign Jason Peters, 99-year-old Jason Peters. You re-sign him, and then you pay him more money to move to left tackle. Like that's going to do any damn thing. These guys' decisions don't make any sense. Howie Roseman and Doug Pederson together? These guys are fucking idiots. They're not smart. I don't think they are. I'm sorry. What has Doug Pederson ever done? Let me rephrase this. I made a whole video on it last year. What has Doug Pederson ever done without Frank Reich? Tell me. The guy was a terrible quarterback in the NFL, and he gets a head coaching job because he's been Andy Reid's best friend the whole time. I'm not seeing it. I didn't see it in 2016. I saw it in 2017. You know why. I didn't see it in 2018. I didn't see it in 2019. And I damn sure don't see it now. When do we start looking at Doug Pederson and saying, you know what? Hey, maybe this guy's a fucking idiot. Hey, man. You see these decisions he just made on the field? Yeah, maybe, I don't know, man. Maybe he's a fucking idiot. I don't know what else to say. And by the way, if you're wondering why I can say the fuck word now on YouTube, it's because I'm not being monetized currently because I'm waiting on a code, some kind of PIN number from Google to get my videos monetized again. So they're not monetized right now. So why would I take the time to edit out the fuck word when I'm not getting ads on my videos anyway? So fuck it. I can say whatever the fuck I want until I get that code in the mail, and then I'm going to start editing my videos again. So enjoy the fuck words while they're here. Goddard versus Ertz. Let's go to Goddard versus Ertz really quick because, Zach Ertz wants this massive contract at 30 years old. And we have Dallas Goedert. Now, if everything's going to point back to Howie Roseman. Every single point I bring up is going to point back to Howie Roseman. Now, if you wanted to improve that offensive line that's injured and just way below average at this point, and you have 2 tight ends that have value, what do you do? What do you do? It's like the Sixers, man. 2 centers, no guards. Philadelphia Eagles, 2 tight ends, no offensive line, no running backs. Now, we'll get into Miles Sanders in a second, but let's get back to the tight end situation. You should have traded Zach Ertz in the offseason. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. You need one good tight end. You need an offensive line. You clearly need better running backs than Boston Scott and Corey Clement. If Miles Sanders is going to be hurt, you need a 1-2 punch, Who do we let go in the offseason? What running back did we let go in the offseason that was a awesome thunder and lightning with Miles Sanders? Let me think really quick. Jordan Howard. Let him go. We don't need him. We can win the game with one running back because we don't need running backs. We don't even need to run the football. We have 2 tight ends. We're better than everybody. Anyway, Goddard clearly, and you saw it today, is younger, is faster, is more athletic, can catch the ball better, and completely just blew Zach Ertz out of the water yesterday. 8 catches, 111 yards, and a touchdown versus Zach Ertz, 3 catches and a touchdown. But listen, man, you roll with the younger guy. I mean, Goddard had 111 receiving yards against a good defense. You roll with the younger guy. You should have traded Zach Ertz to better your offensive line, and you didn't do it. Now you got 2 tight ends. And when you go for it on 4th down, who drops the ball? Zach Ertz. I don't hate Zach Ertz. I love everything he did in Philadelphia. But I'm sorry. Football players' windows are very short. Football players' windows are not big. You need the younger guy all the time. Look at Deshaun Jackson in this game. 1 deep catch, finished the game with 2 catches, but he left the game in the second quarter, came back. This guy's already hurt? Bro, he's 34 years old. On December 1st, he will be 34 years old. I turned 34 this year. I play basketball for 2 hours. My knee hurts for a week. It's not the same when you're over 30. It's just not the same. Young 20s, mid-20s people are invincible. Their joints are robotic. They don't have... It's not the same. You got to stay young to win in the NFL. You guys with this 2017 Super Bowl team trying to keep these players going forever, it doesn't work. You got to get younger. We were the oldest team in the league last year. You go with the younger guy. I don't care who it is. Overvaluing players and overpaying them well into their 30s is not the way to win football. Missing Miles Sanders is a big hit, obviously, because he's so dynamic and there's so many things you can do with him offensively, running the ball, catching the ball out of the backfield, running screens, all that kind of wonderful stuff that Miles Sanders does. He even was down the field last year because we didn't have a deep threat at all. He was our best receiver last year, I think, Greg Ward and Miles Sanders. So we miss Miles Sanders greatly. But look at the Washington Redskins running backs. They don't have a Miles Sanders. They just have 3 running backs that they use the right way because Ron Rivera knows what he's doing. Where the hell my notes go? The deep ball disappeared in the second half. Honestly, after the first quarter, the deep ball was gone. Jalen Reagor finished the game with 1 catch. I don't like that. That's got to be better. There has to be a better game plan. He has to have more than 1 catch. A little out route, a little seam route, a little slant route, something. This guy has to have more than 1 catch in an entire football game. But it's because there was no adjustment. We were trying to go down the field the whole time. And once Washington adjusted and defended the deep ball, we just kept trying to do it, and it was over. That's all I got, man. Doug Pederson's got to adjust. Doug Pederson's got to be a better coach than this. Carson Wentz will be better than this, I think. He had a bad game. Doug Pederson had a horrible game. But if he doesn't adjust, if he doesn't learn how to do something different, if he doesn't learn how to just, be dynamic and not just back up and try to bomb the ball down the field the whole game, he will be exposed this year. And Howie Roseman will definitely be exposed for drafting a backup quarterback in the second round instead of improving your football team. That's all I got, man. My name is DJ Eastwood. This is Run It Back, home of the most brutally honest Philly sports takes on YouTube. Some people don't like it, but it's because some people don't like the truth. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Help me rank up on YouTube. Hit the notification bell. Dings your phone like an annoying girlfriend, except it's not an annoying girlfriend. It's me talking about the Philadelphia Eagles losing to the Washington football team. You guys have a great day. Peace.